Hi, I'm Adam Zagoria. Welcome to the Big East Report on SNY.TV and zagsblog.com. Joining us today is our good friend Jason Curry, president of Big Apple Basketball. Welcome to the studio, Jay.
Thank you for having me, Adam.
Sure. Jason, you have a big event coming up this weekend that a lot of area basketball fans should be excited about, the Big Apple Invitational here at Baruch College in New York, Saturday and Monday. Now, one thing I love about this tournament, aside from the fact that it's 5 minutes from my house, is that you always have a lot of future Big East and other college players. Last year, we got to see Tobias Harris, who's now at Tennessee, take on Javon Pinkston from Villanova in a great game. Who are some of the other guys you've had here in the past, Jay?
Well, I have to correct you, first of all. It's more than just the fans that are excited. I'm excited about it as well. I mean, it's always a great event. And in years past, we've had some phenomenal players that have come through the program. Michael Beasley, who's now in the NBA. As a matter of fact, there are 3 players on the Timberwolves right now that have been in our events. Michael Beasley, Johnny Flynn, who is an all-league player at Syracuse University, as well as Senyata Gaines, local product out of Archbishop Malloy High School. This is our 8th year doing this. The Los Angeles Lakers had a couple of picks this year. Devin Ebanks and Derek Character, who are also in our showcase, as well as Danny Green, a former McDonald's All-American out of St. Mary's, who had a cup of coffee last year with the Cleveland Cavaliers and San Antonio Spurs.
And Lance Stevenson, of course, also.
Yes.
And Brandon Knight, I believe.
Yes. I was trying to condense my answer.
I mean, I think what's exciting about this event, again, at Baruch College Saturday and Monday, is if you're especially a fan of Big East basketball, you should really try and get out to these games because, by my count, there's about a dozen players committed to Big East schools coming this weekend, including 3 guys going to St. John's, Jay, Maurice Harkless, Sir Dominic Pointer, and Dwight Michael, who play for Quality Education. You got the kid going to Seton Hall, Freddie Wilson. Rutgers has Derek Randall. Ash Yakubu going to Villanova. So it's just a slew of guys. Kem Birch going to Pitt. If you're a fan of Big East basketball, would you encourage these people to come out and watch it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, the games are going to be phenomenal. Not only do we have great players, but the matchups are very intriguing. So a lot of times you might go to see some of these great high school players, play, but the matchups also, as you know, Adam, covering a lot of high school basketball, really make the games really exciting. There are currently 25 players in the Big East right now that have come through our program and played in our events, and as you mentioned, there are a dozen right now, kids that are just committed, not talking about other players that aren't signed. So, I mean, like I said, aside from the fans, I'm really looking forward to this as much as anyone.
Let's talk about a couple of the games, Jay. On Saturday, the game that stands out to me, obviously, is Notre Dame Prep at 3:30 against South Kent. South Kent features Maurice Harkless going to St. John's, Derek Randall going to Rutgers, Ricardo Lito, who committed to Providence. Then the Notre Dame Prep game has Kem Birch going to Pitt, Angel Nunez going to Louisville, Miles Davis, a 2012 guard who's looking at a lot of big schools. Tell us about this matchup.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be a really loaded game. Between those 2 schools, there are already 10 kids committed to go Division I, 6 on Notre Dame Prep, 4 on South Kent. I mean, I was actually speaking to someone the other day who was interested in bringing their kid, and I said, it's probably not going to look like a high school basketball game. It's probably going to look more like a college basketball game with the size, the talent, the athleticism, the overall skill level. That's going to really be a heavyweight battle.
Yeah, it's with those prep schools especially. Those kids a lot of times are a year older. They've had some experience. And then the game following that, Jay, is Quality Education, which is a North Carolina team against Friends Central from Pennsylvania, which features the kid Emil Jefferson, who's getting a lot of Big East looks. Let's talk about Quality Education and how they came to be here. They're playing 2 games. They have 2 kids going to St. John's. So if you're a St. John's fan, you want to see the future of the program, you should come out and see these guys. They also have a 6'11" kid named Lakon Ajayi, who was at Seton Hall this past weekend, checking them out. How did this North Carolina team come to be here, Jay?
Yeah, it was actually interesting. I got a chance to meet the coach when he was on his recruiting.
That's Isaac Pitts?
Exactly. I got a chance to meet Coach Pitts on a recent visit to New York, and he was interested in bringing his team to New York City. And I actually, at the time, only had 1 game available to play against St. Thomas More, and I thought what an intriguing matchup that would be to have some of the St. John's recruits come to New York where their fan base would be able to see these future players, and then we were able to get a 2nd game for them on Monday to play against Emil Jefferson Emil Jefferson from Friends Central in Philadelphia. So, I mean, again, these two games, a lot of the St. John's kids, the Seton Hall players, the Rutgers players, there's going to be a lot of interest in seeing how these kids do, and then even following their careers after this weekend.
Yeah, and we'll probably get a lot of the coaches, I would imagine, from St. John's, Rutgers, Villanova, if they're not playing or practicing up there. Let's also talk about Monday. We got Andre Drummond from St. Thomas More against Quality Education. He's the #1 junior in the country, 6'9", from St. Thomas More, being recruited by everybody from North Carolina to UConn. What do you expect to see from him?
Yeah, I mean, I'm really looking forward to seeing Andre Drummond. This is, we've had St. Thomas More from Connecticut in our event for several years. This is the first time we've had them with Andre Drummond. I've seen a lot of them. Has an Amari Stoudemire type feel whenever I see him play, in terms of the way he's able to get up and down and finish, his length, his athleticism, his block shots ability, the way he dunks. You know, and as you mentioned, the #1 player in the country, and anytime we're able to bring in that type of talent into New York City, it's always going to be exciting.
Yeah, and then also on Monday, just to finish up, we have a couple New York schools involved. Rice, which will also be in the SNY Invitational later this month, featuring Jermaine Sanders, who's going to Cincinnati. They're taking on Long Island Lutheran. Then you have Lincoln, Lance's old school, against Hills West, which features Tavon Sledge. And just tell everybody the details, when it is, how much it costs to get in, Jay.
Yeah, so we're hosting the event this Saturday and Monday, the Martin Luther King weekend, at Baruch College in Manhattan, located at 55 Lexington Avenue, right on the corner of East 24th Street in Lexington. The admission is $10 for adults, $5 for students. The games go all day. We have 5 games on the Saturday, 4 games on the Monday, and as you mentioned, a lot of talent, a lot of future Big East stars, and we look forward to hosting the showcase.
Great. Yeah, if you're a fan of Big East basketball and college basketball and high-level high school basketball, I definitely encourage you to get out to this event, see some future Big East stars. They'll all be there Saturday and Monday. Be sure to get all your Big East news and notes at zagsblog.com, part of the SNY.TV blog network. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.